Hello, welcome to a Paper Flourish craft video. My name is Julie. This is the second video in my Magic Forest journal that I've been making. So video one, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's there on our YouTube channel where I made the journal cover. So video two today, I'm going to make the pages to go into the journal and also show you how I put them into the journal. Now, I've already been having some fun making some pages. So this is what I've prepared so far. And what I've been using is I've used pages from the Stamperia Magic Background Selection. This is the 12 by 12, large ones. So I've been using pages from there. And I've also been using some Kraft Cardstock, the brown cardstock, to make the pages. Now, my journal cover was 8 1/4 inches from top to bottom. I've made all the pages 7 3/4 inches long, but I've cut them at different widths, and that adds a bit of interest you go through. So some are a little bit longer, some a bit shorter. I have distressed all edges of the page with the Holtz distress tool to give it that rough edge, and then I inked with my blending tool and the Stamperia Die Ink Pad Coffee, the brown one. I've inked all the edges of the pages. So I've already got ahead and done that. And I've been having some fun decorating the pages. I've left one page not decorated so I can show you what I've been playing with, what I've been doing. So I'm just going to give you a quick flip through. So I've done some stenciling here on the page, used some of the paper to cut it out and just to decorate the Kraft Cardstock. You can see I've used stamping, stenciling, some rub-ons as well. Just gone through and had a play. I've even used some smushing of the ink as well. I might even do a bit of that on the final page. I've also used some of the paper adhesive cutouts. And this is all from the Magic Forest collection. I'll show you the products in a moment that I've been using. So really there's no right or wrong. Just have fun. Now this is the page that I haven't done yet, so let me bring that one out because I'll decorate that shortly. I'm just giving you a flip through of what I've prepared. The pages can go together in any order in the book. They don't have to be in any specific order. Like this one, I cut the column out of the papers and stuck it on. I've also, all your pages I've put on, I've inked the edges with the coffee ink pad as well. Used a little bit of bleaching here on some ink blending. Love that stamp of Amazon. Crackle paste. I've used some, where is it? Stamperia Gold Crackle paste. And with this, one of the stencils that's in the Magic Forest collection, I'm not sure if you can see it, the fine cracks in that paste are just beautiful. Adds a bit of a shine and sheen to the page. A little bit more crackle paste over here. Shows up a little bit more on the Kraft Cardstock. And I've even left a little pocket in the back here. Left this piece open so I can always slip a tag or a little message in there, something like that. So that's what I've prepared so far. And once I've shown you what I've been doing and make up the last page, I'll show you how to pop this into the journal cover. Let me pop that to the side just for the moment. Bring back the piece of Kraft Cardstock I've got here. So again, I have distressed the edges all the way around and inked them with that coffee ink pad. So let's start doing some decorating of the pages. Now, while I've been decorating, I've been using these Stamperia Die ink pads. They blend, you can stamp with them, and these colours worked really nicely with the journal. So here, I think to start, I'm just going to do some ink blending. So I've got the coffee ink pad, my dome blender, and I'm just going to blend some ink onto the cover. Starting with that coffee colour. I don't want it to be all smooth. I want it to be a little bit cloudy and different. So that's the coffee. Let's bring some of the green in. This is nature. Again, I've got a dome tool here. Add a little bit of green. Okay. Over there for the moment. Let's do a little bit of bleaching. So Lavinia fan brush, water, a bit on this, go. Give it a moment. I always say 30 seconds, but I never myself tend to wait that long. I get impatient. Paper towel on top of that, and that's given a really cool background to work on. Quick dry with the heat tool. I did find this earlier. This is on one of the edges of the pages of the Magic Forest, and I thought that would look quite nice down the side of the page. So where's my pencil? Little mark there, and my scissors. I'm just going to chop that off. There we go. I will ink the edges with the brown, the coffee ink pad. Stamperia craft glue, fantastic glue to use for paper, mixed media, everything. This glue, I love it. And let's stick that in place. That gives quite a nice edge to the page. And then from the paper adhesive cutouts, I've been waiting to use this gorgeous one of Amazon. These do peel off. I find though with my nails, I find takes me a while to do that, so I'm just going to stick this down with craft glue so you don't have to peel off the back. You could put mounting tape underneath if you're putting it onto something where you didn't mind if it was raised. The Adventure collection, and I think I might, what should we put that up the top, that would look quite nice. Lavinia acrylic board. And I'm going to stamp this in the green. That nature. Done. All right, next page. I'm going to do the middle here. They will end up being two separate pages, but I might do a similar idea on both of them. I'm going to do some ink smushing this time. So I've got the turquoise ink, the Stamperia dye ink. I'm just going to pop some onto my mat, give it a squirt with the water bottle, and pick that ink up onto the pages. This has now been dried off. This is one of the beautiful stencils in the Magic Forest collection. And I've got the coffee ink pad, the large Lavinia brush, stencil brush, and I'm just going to stencil some of this gorgeous leaf pattern into the background. Stenciling done. I'm going to add a little bit of this beautiful paper. Again, this is from the Maxi backgrounds. I might just do it to one side, and I'm going to turn it over this side and just tear it. There we go, and probably just tear it along that edge and along this edge. There we go. Ink the edges, and I'm going to stick that on with the Stamperia craft glue. Coffee ink pad to ink the edges. All right, that's all stuck down. On this side, I'm going to put some of these lovely rub-ons. Now, I can't show you the whole sheet because I've already used a lot of them, but there were 3 sets of rub-on transfers that came out in the Magic Forest collection. So this is one of those. And let's cut some pieces out. I find it easiest to cut out the pieces that you want to use. I've peeled off the backing of the piece, rubbing it with I'm just using my scoring tool to do this. And comes away. Look how easy that goes on. They look great, don't they? And the same thing with this little one. Actually pop that in the middle up here. So quick and easy. I'm going to use, this is from the Adventure stamp set, and this is the script stamp. And I love this just to add that little touch of script into the background. I think I'm going to use the lovely turquoise ink, dye ink. I'm not putting it on a stamping block. I'm just going to do it, put in there and stamp away. Just sort of finishes it off. There we are. All right, the last page. What will I do on this one? I'm thinking of a little bit more crackle paste. It's a beautiful, this is another one of the Magic Forest stencils. I might just see if I can add some paste here into the center. I'm using a metal palette knife, the spatula. We do have those gorgeous Stamperia ones in stock. This stuff is so light and fluffy and easy to use. So I'm just going to pick up some of that beautiful gold crackle paste, just with the back of the palette knife, smoothing it on. It goes on just like butter. There we are, onto the back of the page. I will dry that with the heat tool and show you the lovely fine cracks that you get from this beautiful paste. So that's now been dried with the heat tool. Can you see the little fine cracks in there? It dries really fast. Stamperia crackle pastes are amazing. So that's the gold one. A little bit more colour onto the page. Let's bring in the Nature stamp pad. And I'm just going to blend a little bit of ink around that paste. And then I might do the stamping. This is the Amazon stamp set. Maybe I'll pop Fantasy up the top. This time I'll stamp it with the coffee, the brown one, brown ink pad. And the other thing I'll do is add some more of those paper adhesive cutouts. So there's a lovely lock here. I'm going to pop that down in the corner. Stamperia craft glue. And I feel it just needs a little touch of colour as well. There's some gorgeous leaves here. I might pop one just under there. Just add that little bit of colour. You can have so much fun decorating your journal pages. I think I'm happy with that. So that was the last page. So these are now ready to pop into the journal cover. So I'll just work out a spot where this one was going to go. I think it was in there. So I'm going to place them in that order into my journal cover. So how do we attach this into here? You might have noticed I've already put a hole right here at the on the spine of the journal cover. I did that with my Crop-a-dile. This has the top and bottom. You can make a small or large hole, and then you would use the eyelets. And press that into the hole. I'm just going to use this to make the holes, and I'm using the smaller one. And I've brought it right down to the bottom, made it gap as long as I can, and I'm just going to pop this in here. Actually, I'll bring that down a little bit more. There we go. All the way down and punch that hole. Now the journal cover, as I said, was 8 1/4 inches, and this is 7 3/4 inches. So I've got a 1/4 inch top and bottom. You can see I've already placed 2 holes here on the page. And what I did is I moved this. This has got some measurements on the sides. So before I punch the holes in the pages, I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off the measurements. That's it, on the side. And then hopefully these are going to end up in about the right spot, which they are. So I'm going to go ahead and add those hole punches in on all of the pages. You could also pierce this with the needle, which in a moment I'm going to thread the book together with, but I just thought the Crop-a-dile is a really easy way to do this. So I'll go ahead and punch those holes in all the other pages, and then I'll show you how to thread them into the book. All right, I have punched holes in all the pages. So that Crop-a-dile is so useful for that because it has those measurements. So I can work out where the holes go. So we'll see in a moment if it all adds up. But top to bottom, these should all line up. So I'm going to thread. What I've got here is some twine. And we do sell this at Paper Flourish. It isn't online. However, anything that's not online, if you see me use something and go, can't find it on the website, please give us a call. And these can be purchased over the phone. So we can also do orders by phone if something isn't on our online store. I've got a large eye needle and I have threaded the twine through, and I'm actually going to put it through double. I've decided. I'm going to start at the back, thinking I'm going to tie it on the outside of the cover, have the threads over here. So I'm going to start from the back, thread it all the way through. So start from here, thread it through the cover, thread it through the pages, through the other side, and tie it at the back. So I'll just thread all of those up now. Okay, I threaded it through, so gone through one side, all through the pages, come out in the middle, down the other side and through the pages, and those holes all lined up properly. Before I tie it, I'm just going to do a couple of things. First, is it the right way up? Matches with the cover. Just check that the pages haven't got anything upside down with all of the pictures. That's the page that I just showed you that I just did in the video. Look at the D, it's gorgeous. On there, everything looks the right way up. So I'm going to turn this over, make sure it's nice and firm, and just tie it up. So that's all tied together now. I've put a couple of knots over here on the side, a few knots. I'm just going to chop that off. I don't mind that. I think that looks quite nice on the side. So that's going to hold the journal together. Look. That is my Magic Forest journal. I've used the stamps, the stencils, the inks, everything Stamperia, and I've used the rub-ons. They're all from the Magic Forest collection, and those papers as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun making your journal. And I will be back again soon with a lot more videos. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.